What's going on, guys? Let's go smash the like for this beautiful Wednesday, August 19th, 2026. Green candles up in the house. Lots of pumps to cover on today's stream. Lots of DCAs that we've been doing up in the community, up in mega big time money right now. Doing very good. Smash up the like. Let's hop into it. Make sure that you guys join the #1 platform at all of cryptocurrency. Vylos, absolutely free. You don't need to pay an arm and a leg to join this community. This is absolutely 100% free. You get all of my trades in real time. That is in the pinned chat, in the live chat, and in the description down below. You can also use my link to get diamonds to start off with. All right, if you use that link to sign up as a new member, you get 250 diamonds every single time. Big diamonds update, guys, to the site yesterday. You guys saw this. Every single time that you guys refer a friend, you get 5,000 diamonds every single time you refer a friend. I'm telling you, this isn't Discord or CoinMarketCap or anything else like that. This is a super finance app, absolutely free. You want to be on top of the leaderboards. The top of the leaderboards going into this bull run, because when we get thousands of members coming in, they're going to see you at the top and they're going to be like, oh, this guy just got into this one that's $1 million market cap. I'm going to follow him because he's making good trades. This is just a completely different animal. It's available on the iOS App Store, Google Play, and Android. 5,000 diamonds every single time that you refer a friend. And just to tell you how big of an update that is, I only have 41,000 diamonds. So you get 5,000 every single time you refer somebody. It's big time. Now, let's hop into the stream. Let's do this. Smash the like. Let's go. Whoa. Hyperliquid. I just saw it right there. 71. Oh my gosh. 10 minutes ago it was at 69 bucks. Now it's at 71.46. Good thing that we've been buying hype up in the community. Right here, we were DCing into it when it was at $52. I actually wonder, what is my hype trade at right now? If I go over to my trades over here, look at that. I just passed 400 followers on Vylos. I'm telling you guys, you want to get into Vylos right now because everyone's able to follow my trades in real time, copy trade me. All right, not financial advice though, all right? But we are making really good trades. So let's go check out my most recent hype trade, all right? So this was at $57. Let's see how much profit this is up now. Let's go, 24.9% gain already, up $1,400, and this just took me literally 14 days to make another $1,400. So $100 every single day. That's solid. That's a good trade, but that's not my only trade. Lots of other trades are open right now. All right. I just bought some Solana last night. This one's up $175. Just a little DCA, 20 more SOL in the portfolio because it was in the 70 range. Now Solana's at 85. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. 85.50 for Solana. We'll be doing our deep dive technical analysis of everything as well in today's live stream. Drop a chat to let me know that you're here watching this in real time, and let me know what cryptos do you want me to cover on today's stream. I'll go check all of them out. But first, I got to cover my trades. So here we go. Solana's up. Hyperliquid's up. I just bought this one, all right? This is right at the same spot that I got into. It's called Diem. This is brand new in my portfolio. I've only bought one, and I'm only gonna buy one because this thing, Diem, it's related to Venice token, VVV, new cryptocurrency this cycle. Look at the chart. This is bullish, guys. This is really bullish. And you know why I'm so bullish on it? Total supply, 37,000 Diem. That's it. It's super scarce. It reminds me of Yearn Finance from 2 cycles ago. Yearn Finance all-time high was $78,000 because it's so scarce. Look at the total supply for this one, 36,000. All right, very bullish. This one has a maximum supply of 36.7K. This one, Diem, it can be minted. There can be more. It's an unlimited supply, but it gets issued very slowly. All right, and it's only 37K in circulation. That is insane. So I'm like, you know what? Lottery ticket here. I'm going to throw in 1,400 bucks into this, sit on it for 2 or 3 years. This might turn into 100 grand. All right. I'm telling you, it might turn into 100 grand. We're going to cover DM a little bit more. Let's go back to my trades over here. I'm just updating everybody on what I did last night. So I bought some more Solana at 76. That one's up. I bought, oh dude, this is such a beautiful trade. CashCat at 9 cents. This one is a beautiful trade. It's already up $742. CashCat is looking good, guys. 1146. Finally, it's consolidated enough. All right, if we go over here to DexScan and we go to CashCat's chart, I want to check out the levels over here. Look at that. I already have $43,000 in CashCat. That's pretty solid. It's a nice bag going into this cycle because we were doing the measures last stream. The compares, if it goes up to $1 billion market cap, how much would it be worth? $2 billion, things like that. It's going to be worth over $1 million. So that is going to be insane. All right, CashCat over here. All right, let's check out the recent price action. It held, that's what I wanted. It held above $87 million of market cap. That was the big point that it needed to hold at. Look at that beautiful support coming in over here. Wicked below multiple times, could not close a 4-hour candle or a daily candle below that support level of $88 million. That is so crucial, all right? Because that was kind of like the beginning of this pump over here where it started running into some resistance and stuff like that because there was this peak right back there. That was kind of like a relief rally after its major run up, all right? Bottomed out over here, came back up, met with resistance, came here, and now it's flipped this level into support and it's bouncing off of that. Looking very strong right here. You know, it's funny. There's somebody out there that bought CashCat at all-time highs. G did panic, sold at the bottom. CashCat pumps, they buy back in. Then as soon as it goes down again, they sold. All right. There's so many traders out there. They trade on emotions. You just have to separate your emotions from things. You have to buy when it's a little uncomfortable as a beginner to buy it. That means that when it's like a discount, when it's a red day, you might feel like, oh man, I'm buying something that's crashing right now. No, that is exactly when you should be buying, and train your brain to be comfortable buying at those levels. You should be automatically, because you're getting the same exact asset on a discount. That's what we've been doing up in the community. Love all of the people that have been, you know, following me into these trades and stuff. They're like, yep, I see it. I see what you see. And they're just following me into those trades. Look at this. This is why we've been buying Troll. Troll over here. Absolutely fantastic looking chart. Fantastic looking chart. Let me remove my drawings over here and we'll do a fresh TA analysis on Troll. I think it deserves one today because Troll has been, it looks like it is bottomed out. All right, Troll finally, we started heavily accumulating Troll right down here, right up here, right here, like all around these areas, all right? And Troll finally, why did we do that? Because Troll has definitely been oversold here. All right, if you go from peak to top, it came back down to the 786 Fibonacci retracement level. All right, the 786 was at 40.5 million from this run up that it's been having, all right, in 2026. In April, on April 7th, it basically bottomed out over there. You know why it bottomed out is because we can do the retracements from the previous run, but this thing has been on the floor for a long time. So I was like, you know what? This thing is on Coinbase. It's called Troll. So it has the tier 1 exchange. It's an internet icon meme. Has a ton of holders. Look at that, already 64,000 holders. Insane. All right, big community behind it. They get 500 to 700 likes every single post that they do on X. It's looking absolutely fantastic. All right, so right here, Troll started forming a little bit of a mini range. All right, the mini range over here, it bottomed out, did not want to go below $35 million of market cap. So this is the floor that it set. And then multiple times, all right, multiple times over here, it's traded up at the top of the range. The range high, came back down to the range low, went to the high again, came back and held the low. Now it's right back up at the top. You can see this is another wick that went above the range, still trading in there. This range is called the value area, all right? Huge value area, because you don't want to be buying it when it's at 65 million and $200 million of market cap. You want to be buying this when it's under $50 million of market cap, not up there. You want to buy here so that you can make a ton of money once it rips this bull run. When Bitcoin goes back up to 180 to new all-time highs, all right? When Bitcoin goes up to 126 to tie its previous all-time high, that's called the pre-bull run phase, Troll is going to probably make new all-time highs, 100%. And then once Troll is in its pre-bull run phase and it matches its previous all-time high that it set way back in August of 2025, then the real bull run starts, where Troll actually starts pumping and making big time levels, going up to 600 million, $1 billion, $2 billion of market cap, and you're going to be making a shit ton of money. All right. So be excited. You didn't miss it. It's up a little bit today. I'm trying to get 1 million Troll in my portfolio, because if Troll goes to $1, that's a clean $1 million. Clean $1 million, guys. So really good stuff with Troll and CashCat. What else do we have over here? What else do we have? This is one that's flying under the radar right now. Flying under the radar. It's a tiny little market cap. It's called Index. This is on Robinhood. It's a DeFi protocol. There's not too many protocols yet on the Robinhood chain. So because this thing has finally cooled off, I'm starting to buy this. I bought this one time now. I'm starting to buy this because this is basically way oversold. I'm seeing it's going to probably break out of this downtrend very soon. All right, towards the upside. It's at $4.63 million of market cap. It's followed by the CEO of Robinhood on X, Vlad Tenev. I think that's a really solid one. Look at this. I got some Banker. This one's already up a little bit as well. Banker, all right, I've waited all cycle, all bear market, until I bought this one. All right, this thing is finally looking like it is near a bottom over here. I would say right over here. Okay, $19 million of market cap, all the way up to that high. All right, this little tiny rally right here. This is a really sweet spot area to be buying some Banker, because Banker actually made a new all-time high in this bear market in February, when nothing else was really pumping, but there was an AI wave. If you guys remember, Tau was pumping, Banker, Virtuals Protocol, they were all pumping because the AI stocks were pumping. So this is kind of like a beta to, you know, the OpenAI, Anthropic, you know, hype and stuff like that. When those big companies start having hype and they're doing really well, the AI cryptocurrencies tend to follow. All right. Now, Banker has been absolutely oversold. Absolutely oversold over here. If we go from this right there, let's do this fib retracement right there. You can see Banker has even dipped below the 786. All right. Had a little bit of a run up. It dipped below it over here. Let's do this. Let's get my brush. Dipped below the 786, held above, went up all the way back up to $78 million of market cap, made a lower high. All right. Higher high, lower high, because it's in a bear market. Then it came all the way back down. There's been a little bit of FUD going on with it, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, because apparently the developer launched another token, I believe, but that has nothing, and it doesn't take away from Banker whatsoever. It's just a rotation. Some people are saying, I'm going to go like chase the new shiny object. So that's what they did. And that's why you see this one pretty big red candle here on this day right there. So that gave us a great opportunity to snipe right here at the bottom. All right, so that's what I did. Sniped it, already up in a little bit of profit, looking nice, looking very good. All right, so Banker's looking sweet. You got Bitcoin over here. Let's go check out majors. All right, Bitcoin, where are we going? 69,083 bucks right here. You know, Vilos is just a beautiful site in dark mode. I love it, absolutely love it. We have a new user interface. All of the containers are looking like Apple. All right, like if Apple made it. It looks so fresh, so clean. And you can see Bitcoin's at 69,100. Look at the volatility, all right? It was just at 69.80. It is like moving up quite a bit. Did we hit 70 today? Let's go check out the chart. If we did hit 70, I don't think we did. I think it actually just went right below it, or we might have hit it. Actually, no, never mind. Bitcoin did hit 70. Nice. Hit 70. $70,034. All right. So at that psychological level, it's a round number, 70,000. All right. Now it's coming back down a little bit right there. It's at 69,191. All right. But it's looking very, very strong. All right. On this little relief rally. I want to see how many shorts was liquidated, because most likely, now I'm going to explain why it's pumping today. There's a reason why it's pumping, but let's go check out liquidations over here. Yeah. Big time liquidations, $1.42 billion liquidated, and amongst that 1.37 billion was shorts. All right, they're liquidating the bears. Market makers are trying to make some money in the short term in the bear market, get rid of the leverage in the system. Now, that's really healthy. A lot of shorts have been liquidated. Most likely what's going to happen is Bitcoin will come back down. It'll cool off, might come back down to 60,000, but there's a higher likelihood now, because it's rallied all the way back up to 70, that $58,000 a couple months ago in June was the bottom. Now there's a high, it goes up and up and up, the likelihood that that was the bottom, the higher that Bitcoin goes, because we're getting deeper and deeper and deeper into the bear run. Because the bear market, it lasts 13 to 14 months. We're already about 12 months into it. Almost 12 months into it. Sorry, we're at 10 months into it. All right. So you could see it maybe bottom out in October or November. Maybe it goes down to $50,000 or $55,000. But the longer that it stays between that 60 range and 70 range, the stronger and stronger and stronger that floor becomes. All right. The harder it is, the less sellers there are in the system, the more seller exhaustion just continues to go. They're running out of sellers at a certain point. The bulls are just going to continue to accumulate this. Whales are starting to accumulate this. ETF flows are starting to go up a little bit as well. If we were to go, all right, let's go check out crypto over here. Bitcoin, when is the next halving? The next halving is 602 days from now. All right, 86,000 more blocks to go. And the block reward, all right, when you actually, get it, it's going from 3.25 Bitcoin to 1.56. It's becoming scarcer and scarcer. And that is really the thing people don't understand about crypto that are from the outside world in the stocks or anything like that, or they don't understand internet money and stuff like that. Bitcoin runs on a 4-year halving schedule. That's what creates the scarcity and the price to coil up and then start exploding again, is this scarcity asset to it. All right, so looking really, really good. That's why I didn't run with the stock market over the past year. It's because Bitcoin and crypto follow a different schedule. They don't care. It's good. It's bullish when the stock market's doing good and gold is doing good. It is healthy for crypto, but when it comes to the bear market and the midterm year, Bitcoin will always decorrelate from the rest of the market. It'll decorrelate from M2 money supply. Like if we were to go to macro over here and we go to liquidity, this is all up in Vilos. M2 money supply is pumping up every single day. It's at $23.2 trillion. And Bitcoin is still not, correlated with it. It's completely decoupled from it. But in the bull market, it was pumping up every single time that M2 was pumping up. But in the bear market, it decorrelates. You have to understand that for next cycle. You have to sell in Q4 in the final year of the cycle, the 4th year, which is always 2 years after the midterm election year. All right. It's during the presidential election year. That is when you have that. Actually, no, wait, sorry. It's the next year after the presidential election year. All right. That's always the time to absolutely sell it. Bitcoin's looking very, really, really strong though. And if I were to do a little analysis on this, to be honest, I would still think that it's going to come back down. All right. I think it's going to still come back down, because if we go on the monthly chart over here, let's do that. It's still in a downtrend. All right. You have to start seeing, for this to really be bottomed out, we are kind of above the downtrend right now, with the monthly August, we just closed, you know, the highest monthly August close so far this month. All right. But August has been red. All right. At the beginning, and July was obviously red. So this thing, all right, July was a green month, but I mean, like, it was still at like 60,000. Like, it's not like there was a big pump in July. You know, it was really boring. It was trading between 60 and 65 the whole month. We need to start seeing this monthly close get above this yellow line. All right. For this to have been the bottom over here, all right, in June, it needs to continue this momentum upwards and start getting some closes. Then you can be really, really confident that if you actually go like all in with your portfolio and stuff like that, like you really start deploying, because that's what I'm going to be doing with my dry powder that's on the side. I'm going to be going all in September and October. All right. Like, I don't want to go all in and then it dumps like 25% or 30% again and it goes down to 50,000, right? I want to absolutely time it. So you don't have to necessarily time the bottom if you have the confirmation that the bottom is in. Then you're good, all right? You're absolutely good. And let's say you did mistime it and you got in and then Bitcoin goes back down to 50. Okay, buy some more. That's it. That's all you got to do. All right. This is the best time to be buying, ladies and gentlemen. You are buying back in the time machine down here. Where did it go? All the way up. All right. You could have bought Bitcoin at 15K last cycle. I was, and then rode it up to 126 up there. And there's a lot of top signals that we track. All right. We're not going to talk about the top signals in today's live stream because we are in the bear market. We'll be talking about those in the bull run, but there's a lot of different metrics that you need to look at as well when Bitcoin is getting overheated. But the number one, and don't overcomplicate your life, the number one thing is that essentially Bitcoin is in a simulation and every single 4 years in the fourth quarter, it bottoms, it tops out. And every single 4 years, in the first year, all right, of the cycle, it bottoms out in the bear market. It's always between October and December. Super simple, all right? Between then, green candles, you know, you can make a ton of money, and that's how we become super rich on the channel, all right? That's how we become really, really rich. So, looking fantastic. Go use that Vilos link up in the chat. Let me say hello to everybody up in the chat right now. Brian, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Hope that you're having a good day. CS Flix, yo, LFG, good to see you as well. Good evening, how are you doing, bro? Cash tag good is pumping. Took my profits, just patiently waiting for Rick's turn. We can go check that out in a sec. Mr. J, good to see you, bro. Hope they're having a good one. Vlad from Robinhood was at the Trump conference. Of course, that was a really big thing that happened. All right, so let's go cover some news real quick. Breaking news. President Trump says the U.S. is considering sizable amounts of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. That's pumping the markets a little bit, all right? But he's also saying this stuff because the midterm elections are coming up. He wants to get the crypto vote, all right? But the crypto vote, they're not really going to vote for the Democrats anyways because, you know, they tried to kill cryptocurrency the last, 10 years. So President Trump calls for Congress to pass the Clarity Act. Beautiful. Good to see that. We can go check out the odds in just a sec. Breaking, Bitcoin extends gain to rise above 70,000 for the first time since June 2nd. And leveraged short liquidations hit 2.7 billion in 24 hours. Absolutely wonderful to see that. Leverage being flushed out of the system is so healthy. Breaking, and now this is the big thing that pumped up, all right, the market today. Psychological level that just happened with the US national debt. It just crossed over $40 trillion, all right? This isn't just a normal person's credit card bill, all right? $40 trillion, and this thing is going faster and faster and faster because of the interest. We need hedges against inflation, all right? Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. That's why it's pumping up today. A lot of people think, well, if it's a hedge against inflation to store value, why did it go down so much every bear market? Well, every single bear market is less and less. All right, if we go over here and we measure this move from 2021 peak all the way down here, this was a 78% drop. All right, to the bottom, 78% drop to the bottom. Let's measure this one. I think it's less. All right, if we do this to here, yeah, exactly, 53% drop. it's getting less and less volatile over time because more and more money is going into it. If we were to measure 2017 to the bottom, this was more than 2021, all right? This was 85%, 84% drop to the bottom, all right? And if we go way back in the dinosaur days, all right? Way back in the dinosaur days over here, we'll go from peak, all right, to the bottom over here. This was 87, 88% down from the all-time high. So every single bull market and bear market, there's less and less volatility. All right, this one looks like, you know, a solid 55% drop might have been sufficient enough to bottom out. All right, you can see Bitcoin is trading on the monthly. All right, the monthly candles are trading above the 200-week moving average. Beautiful. We did do the classic below the moving average. All right, other bull runs, other bear markets before that, it usually took a little bit more time. All right, trading below the 200-week moving average. But because this moving week average is trending upwards right now, you could maybe see Bitcoin has bottomed out. All right, but the weekly, the orange line keeps going up, and then we trade below it a couple more times, but it doesn't go as low as right here. That's also very possible. That's why I am buying a lot of cryptocurrency, guys. I am absolutely just backing up the truck in this market. We are literally very, very close to the bottom, or we have bottomed out. So beautiful time, massive upside. I look at the community every single day and I see you guys are just accumulating like super fast, trying to get as much crypto as possible. I love it. Love to see it. Viking, he bought this one called Rage Guy. Let's go check it out. Rage Guy over here. It's ranked 2800 in the world, has Orca, Pump Swap, and KSEX. So it doesn't have any like exchanges really. All right. Looks like he's buying something that actually pumped up in the past to $4 million of market cap, 4 mil market cap, and he's getting back in at 600K. All right. You can see it's also kind of trending upwards a little bit. Maybe this little tiny high risk meme coin has actually bottomed out. It's at 900K. Let's see the volume. 6.26% of its market cap today. It needs to get some exchanges, but you know, when you're buying something like this, it's a lottery ticket. You don't need to put in a lot of money, right? He bought $500,000 and that didn't cost him, $1,000. All right. It's easy to be a whale in like little tiny market cap. So interesting to see that. All right. Very interesting to see that. He bought Zoomer as well. So he's seeing something here. All right. If Troll and Wojak are starting to go up a little bit, and it's those white memes with the black outline, their drawings, their pictures, he's looking at maybe there's some other of these little meme coins that look kind of like in that realm, all right, and putting in little bets here and there, all right, just in case one of these goes up to $30 million of market cap or whatever. I think that's a smart decision. Nice little lottery tickets. This is the time to plant some little seeds in lottery tickets and tiny little market caps, because once the liquidity rushes back into the markets, guys, big caps are going to pump first, mid caps, small caps, and then micro caps. So you're getting all this stuff at the bottom. All right. Zoomer. All right. And then you got Unk as well. So yeah, you see the trend right there. 3 different crypto projects that kind of look like that. All right. Nice. Another DCA from George into Troll, another 3,000 up in his portfolio. I just DCA'd into Troll. This one's already up $60. Right before the stream, I bought some more. 100K more Troll in the portfolio. Looking good. RSI is starting to tick upwards, 58. Looking strong right now. Looking strong. Trade Wolf. Let's see what he said. He's been doing a lot of analysis up in the community. Appreciate that. Bitcoin price action has been maintaining bullish momentum to upside after breaking out higher. My target of 66.5 has been invalidated for now. Weakness can still happen, but I have to accept that for now, Bitcoin has the 10 a.m. momentum in play. I am calling out for a target of 69,750, but something tells me that it may retrace back to my initial target of 66.5. That's really, really tight ranges right there. You know, personally myself, I don't even, like, if you're looking at longs and shorts, this is what that's good for, right? Tiny time frames like that. For me, I'm more of a longer term outlook, look at it from a 10,000 foot view. And I'm going to put in my longs because I do leverage trading. I'm going to put in my longs when I get a few more confirmations that this bottom's in. And the biggest confirmation for me is that we've reached October and November, and let's see what the price is at. If the price is a little higher than where we are right now, then the bottom is in 100%. If the price is lower, then that's going to be an even better longing opportunity. All right. But for right now, don't be like looking at too much of like the tiny little time frames, 1 minute, 10 minute, 15, 1 hour charts. All right. It's going to be volatile. It's going to go up and down. Just buy on spot, accumulate coins and tokens in your portfolio. This is my 4th crypto cycle. All right. I've made generational wealth, like really good stuff. I'm telling you, you should be excited right now because your upside, you could go into this market with $1,000 because you're at the bottom of the bear market. You could literally come out of here if you pick the right plays with 6 figures. All right. And if you make good flips along the way, 2x over here, you take that profit, you flip it over there, you make some good plays along the way, you can actually get up to $1 million for sure, 100%. And you cannot do this in stocks. You can't do this in real estate. You can't do this in commodities. Crypto is the only place on the planet that you can actually make your dreams come true, starting out from small amounts of money over here. All right. So, all right. Personally, okay, so he also shorted Bitcoin. All right. I would not short right now just because I feel like this pump, all right, could stick around at these areas for a little bit. All right. Bitcoin, if it bottoms out in October, we have literally a week and a half left of August, all of September. But I do think that this might actually be profitable for him because I think Bitcoin's going to go back down. All right. It's not going to just continue to ride up. So interesting to see all those right there. He's posting lots of analysis up in there. Benji, he bought some SPCXX spot, a SpaceX meme coin. All right. Interesting. I think that he meant to buy actual SpaceX stock because he said entries 140 and he got 6 of them. Or maybe he bought the tokenized version of SpaceX. Is this tokenized? Let me see real quick. Yeah, this is the tokenized SpaceX stock. Okay, that makes sense. So you bought SpaceX stock. Nice. I think that's pretty solid. Let me go over to the trades. All right. Let's go over to my most recent trades over here. All right. So open P&L right now, up $47,000 in the last couple months. That's solid. In a bear run, guys, in a bear market. Like, come on. This is going to be really, really good. All right. And I've already realized $17,900. I've already realized $17,000. I've closed some trades. $47,000 in the last, month and a half or 2 months. Like that's pretty solid in a bear market. So Cash Cat over here, this one's up $740. All right. You can follow all of my trades up in Vilos. Go check it out. Troll. All right. This one is up $779. Nice. So that's $1,400 together. These are 20 hours old. 20 hours old, $1,400 overnight. Beautiful. I bought a little bit of this one as well. Robinhood Fox. I bought a little bit of this. You can see it's down 9% for me, but I mean, I just put in like a couple $100. This is like a tiny little market cap on Robinhood. And I'm like, you know what? Here's a little lottery ticket. I like the logo. Let's see what it does. If it goes up to 10 mil from 2 million, I'll be happy about that. BitTensor, 196. All right. BitTensor is still kind of consolidating, but this one's up $88. Beautiful. Banker Coin, this one's up $157. All right. Troll, this one is up $469. All right. Let's see. What are my biggest ones right now? I'll just filter it. All right. I got one Bitcoin spot trade, actually. I'm just holding it. It was a limit order set at $58,000. All right. This is a long time ago, 68 days ago, 58K clean. It's already up 11,300 right there. Cash Cat, that one's going to be a long-term hold though. That's going to be like a multi-year hold, probably like a 10-year plus hold. All right. Cash Cat, This one, oh my God, this generational entry, 0.037. All right, 37 mil market cap. It's up $7,700, and that was actually worth $14,000 last week. All right, but CashCat came back down. All right, but I'm buying more. I'm buying even more. So CashCat, another one at 48 million market cap. It's up 6,000. You know, you just have to like literally join the community, guys. That's it. Just join the community. Like, I'm not doing financial advice and stuff like that, but you can just kind of copy me if you want. If it's your first bull run or something and whatever. I bet CashCat will be over 150 million end of next month. I think that is a given. I think that's a very high likelihood that CashCat is going to be back over 150. All right. I think the bottom is in for CashCat. It was, let's see, $83 million. All right. It wicked down to $83 million. All right. Did I panic sell? No, I bought more. Now it's up in profit. So yeah, looking really good. Having a nice little V-shaped recovery here. You know, the V looks a little bit more better on a higher time frame here. This is the 15-minute chart. CashCat's looking fantastic. It's going to face a little bit of resistance around this area over here, the $125 million range, because it is trading below that. Now it has to flip that resistance back into support on the way back up. But it looks like it is still in a beautiful uptrend. All right. Still in a beautiful uptrend. Let me see. Let's go on the daily chart over here. Let's zoom this in. All right. Yeah. This is the perfect continuation. All right. This is the perfect continuation. If we were to go right here, let's do this down here. Could do something like that, right? Beautiful continuation that's in play right now. All right. I think that this is a healthy flush out. You got a lot of weak hands out of it. All right. You got more distribution from the whales back into more holders. CashCat, there's way more people in the army now. There's 64,000. We just covered this a week and a half ago. They were at 50,000. So more and more holders are coming in. That means more people are going to be talking about it. It's on the Robinhood app now. A ton of normies that have the Robinhood app that invest in stocks and whatever, when they go into the crypto section, they're going to see CashCat. All right. The lore behind it, it's just the whole setup. This thing is going to go over $1 billion in market cap. Over $1 billion in market cap this cycle. All right. Right now, actually, how much do I have riding? 42K. 42K. All right. Let's do this. CashCat. And let's go up to WIF last cycle, and let's be even conservative. We'll do half of WIF's all-time high, which is 220. All right, is that 50%? Let me see. 45%. Let's do 50. 50% is $2.44 per CashCat. I got 42,000. That is 890,000. $890,000, almost a millionaire with this amount. What if this actually went up to Dog with Hat's market cap last cycle? All right, $1.7 million. That's the difference between a 2x from $2 to $4. That's the difference. It's another $1 million. But I think it's just a given. It's an easy play, guys. All right. Easy play. No one's paying attention to crypto other than the smartest people in the investing world. They all understand that cryptocurrency is bottoming out. This is when nobody's paying attention to it. Nobody's watching on YouTube. Nobody's talking about it. Normies, they all think that crypto's a big scam because it went all the way down. All right. Now, 99% of cryptocurrencies are scams. 100%. They're Ponzi schemes. 100%. But not Hyperliquid, not Solana, not Bitcoin or Ethereum. Those are not scams. All right. XRP, those are not scams. Those are actual legit projects that do things in the real world. But all of the altcoins and stuff like that, I mean, they're basically all scams, right? But it doesn't matter. Your mindset has to be, You buy the scams at the low, all right? Then you sell it in the high. That's all you got to do to become rich, all right? Don't scam people though. Don't scam people or trick people. Be honest and tell them, hey, you know what a meme coin is? A meme coin is worth absolutely nothing. It's a logo and basically it's a chart. That's it. And there's a community that behind it that shills it to more people to tell them to buy. That's it. You know, and you know, you can make a lot of money. All right. Let's go over here. Venice tokens at 1431. Nice. Lighter is actually having a nice pump today. All right, Lighter this is one of my bull picks this cycle. I think it's going to do very good. It's going to pull some type of Uniswap 2021 move where Uniswap went from like $3 to 40. I think that this thing over here, at least $20. At least $20 for Lighter. It's the third largest perpetual exchange on the planet. It's new. That's a huge factor in me picking a coin. It has to be a new cycle one, fresh coin. All right. So Lighter is going to be doing really good this cycle. All right. Let's smash the like on the stream. Let's check out some more chats. Could this rally be a bull trap since everyone expects a final bottom around October? You just answered it. Absolutely. 100%. It could definitely be a little bull trap, little liquidation of the shorts so that they don't make too much money when it goes down to $55,000. I still think Bitcoin is going to go down to 55K. Every single time that it does this though, all right, in the springtime, 3 months ago, let's go on the yearly chart. All right. Over here, all right, in February, it went to 62,700. Then in the springtime in May, it pumped up all the way to $81,000. People were saying the bottom is in. All right, the bottom is in. Nope. It takes 13 months to bottom out, minimum. All right, 12 months minimum, usually about 13. Then this came all the way back down. And then in June, it set its low. You can see the low is 58.6 right there in this time frame. Now it's going back up, but it's still in a downtrend. For this not to be in a downtrend anymore, it needs to get above $80,000, $81,000 to make this finally into support. All right, it has to, and then it has to close above there. If it goes up to 70, 75, 74, it's just going to be exactly what this was to this one over here. It's just going to be another lower high. That's it. Another lower high, still making lower lows over time. All right. But it's possible that the bottom is in. It is possible, but only time will tell, right? And price action will tell as well. If we can get up above $81,000 on this rally, then the bottom is probably in. All right, the bottom's probably in if we get above $81,000, but I don't even see that happening though. I see this as a liquidation flush out. All right, because if Bitcoin, if the market makers dump it back down to 55K, they don't want the people that are that are shorting it at $80,000 and $70,000 to make too much money towards the downside right here. So they're bringing the price back up to 71,000, and then they're going to dump it back down again because now people are at the bottom now longing it, right? So they're just going to keep playing teeter-totter with this thing until basically the bottom is really in October, all right? But I'm bullish though. I am extremely bullish. I am not bearish at all on cryptocurrency, even though I still think it's going to go a little lower. I am not bearish. I am absolutely DCAing every single day up in the community. I'm packing my portfolio. I'm building my portfolio as fast as I can. That's why I picked up another 100,000 Troll tokens, and you can see Troll, nice. It's at 479. All right, 479. Now we thought this was potentially, all right, when it rallied back up to like right over here, this was August. All right, when it went back up to $45 million of market cap, we thought, maybe it has the potential to get up above $50 million, but no, it made a lower high again. So then it came back down, all right, had a little bit of a rally over here, came back down, but you can see, look at this, it's kind of rounding up, all right? And now it's higher than this little peak over here on August 9th, and it's starting to get close to there. So I really think that the bottom is in for Troll. I think it was $35 million. That was the bottom, all right? All time this cycle, the bottom was down here. It was around $12 million in market cap. All right. That was in February. That was in April, I should say. But then it rallied up big time to 130 million. It made a 10x, 13x actually. Then it came right back down. And it's really starting to be flat here. And what happens after a flat period, here's a flat period, boom, pump. Flat period over here, pump. So, but this pump's gonna be magnificent, guys. We're gonna make so much money. Look at this, flat period over here, pump. It's gonna be a huge bull run for Troll. It's gonna go up to $1 billion. Cashcat and Troll, Hyperliquid, Solana, Pump Fund, all of those are my top 5 cryptocurrencies this cycle. Those are my highest conviction plays from Hyperliquid, Solana, Pump Fund, Troll, Cashcat. All right. Now the other ones in my portfolio, if we were to go over here, let's check out my watch list first. Let's go my watch list. All right. What if over here pumped up 83% over the past 7 days because it dropped 160%. All right. So it made up halfway. It went up to about $30 million in market cap. Then it came right there. So it went up to, let me see, market cap over here, 34 million at the high, came all the way back down to 4 million bucks, basically 5 million, 4 million over there. Then it went back up to 14 mil. So still kind of trading in a range. All right. Not too much going on with it. Let's go over here. Biggest pumpers on the week. Joshua. This one's back up again. $2 million. Now it's tiny. It's a tiny little market cap. We got Per. Wow. Per is pumping up really nice. Per is really pumping up nice. What's the market cap right now? This one, I've had them on the watch list for a long time. Did they get more exchanges? Bybit now. Oh, nice. Bybit's solid. This is a Hyperliquid meme coin. Very interesting because there's not many other cryptocurrencies on Hyperliquid blockchain. And getting the #1 meme coin on that chain is bullish. Per. Okay, let me check out the chart. 1 month chart. Oof, it's pumped up a lot. Where was the all-time high though? Okay, yeah, see, I'll probably still buy this because its all-time high was 62 cents. It's only at 8 cents. But am I gonna buy this right now? No, I'm not gonna buy this right now. I'm gonna wait for this to come back down to the range over here, and it'll come back to the range, test it as support. It always does this. Cryptos always do this. They don't chase the FOMO, all right? They will come back down, they'll tap it as support, and then they'll keep going. That's usually what happens. So that's what I'm gonna do with Hyper, all right, over here. I think it's bullish. Yeah, I think it's super, super bullish. So I'm gonna buy that, all right? So that one's pumping up on the week. You got Ski Mask Dog. I don't own all of these on the list, by the way. I'm just looking at them. Ski Mask Dog is at 4.65 million. I think I'm gonna throw in a bag, like maybe $100 or $200 into that as a lottery ticket, just like I did with a few other little tiny market caps. You got Keyboard Cat back pushing up to $5 million in market cap. What I have been telling you guys, I've been buying some of this. All right, you can see I'm up 18% with it. Tiny little bag. About $1,000 riding in Keyboard Cat. Because if Keyboard Cat goes up, all right, to $100 million, then that'll turn into what, like, you know, I don't know, like 20K from here. That would be like that'd be a 5. Oh wait, sorry, that would be a 25x from this point right here. So 25x, yeah, that would be $25,000 off of about $900 or $1,000. That's a good bag. Like for something that like I risked only like, I don't know, like $600 in, that's solid. 25K off of that. And I might buy some more as well. I might throw in a little bit more money into it, but I'm looking at other little lottery tickets too, because the lottery tickets, you don't want to just have one. The key is just like how the real lottery is. If you only buy one ticket, you only have one chance. All right. You want to have some more tickets. So if you don't have any money to invest or whatever like that, I'm telling you, just for like the next couple of months at least, try to get as much money as you can. Maybe sell some things that you don't need, you know, maybe get a second job, start a business, whatever, you know, do whatever you can to get a little bit more money. Because these lottery tickets here, like this one, FWOG, last cycle, if you were to have gotten FWOG at like $4 million, it went up to $600 million for you. All right. If you threw in $100 into that, that was absolutely insane. Like, let's say that we just do this. We go to perspective and we go get FWOG with the W and we compare it. Like, let's say you threw in $400 into this. Okay. $400 and it goes back to its all-time high. $400 would turn into $66,000. All right. And I do not think this is going to its new all-time high. Absolutely not. It's not even going to get close to it. All right. It's not even going to get close to it. But if you're conservative and let's say it reaches 20% of its previous all-time high, we'll go 20% right there. It goes to 14 cents. You're turning $400 into 13K. This adds up, right? So you want to have some that are on tier 1 exchanges that are tiny little market caps. Keyboard Cat, Dog and Me, FWOG. You know, you can see there's 20 people up in Vilos right now. 20 people are using the website in real time. Very, very nice to see that. You get 5,000 diamonds every single time that you refer somebody. You can see this is the trader leaderboard over here. The profits, the P&Ls, everything is tracked in real time. All right. You don't see this in a normal Discord. A Discord is just, I ran a Discord group for like 3 years. All right. It's boring. It's just chats. Just chats. You need to have something like the Discord is like this. All right. And then you have all of the tools with you. This is how you're going to make it this cycle. I want you guys to make as much money as possible this cycle. All right. So that means that we need to have all of the tools available to us all in one nice package. All right. So, and I want to remind you guys, if you have been missing my trades, get the app on the App Store. The links are right there. You can go download it, turn notifications on, all right, and you'll get my trades in real time. So very, very simple. All right, trending on the day, Hyperliquid, number 1, Pipe Dog. Pipe Dog's pumping up a little bit, 14.6%. Ethereum, 17.6%. That's a big gain for ETH today. Wow. That's a really good gain. Went to 22. It was just at 18. Oh my gosh. It was at 1879 and now it's up like $400 or $500. That is a big move in market cap wise. So it went from $227 billion market cap. Yeah, 226 to 276 billion. That's a lot of money that went into it. Probably ETF flows are actually doing pretty good. Okay, Solana, $85. Bitcoin, Lighter is pumping. Pump Fund. You can see a lot of this stuff is on my watch list because we pick good cryptocurrencies. The Black Bull, all right, having a little bit of a dip. I'm a little surprised Black Bull and some coins not pumping right now because it did pump yesterday and 2 days ago. It went up from 16 cents to 30 cents. That's a pretty big move. It basically doubled. Like that's solid. And then now it came back down and Bitcoin's been pumping. So that's got a little bit weird, but that one's going to be really good this cycle. Pepe, what's it up today? 12%. All right. And then biggest gainers, Pawns. Oh my gosh. Pawns is up 55%. This looks like it's legit, guys. Probably going to buy a little bit of this. Let's check out their website real quick. It's a nice looking launch pad. It's kind of a little basic looking, but let's see their analytics, protocol analytics, 27 mil in volume, 2.8 thousand launches. Let's compare this launch pad. So that's 2.8K tokens. Oh, in 24 hours. Okay, yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Okay, this is actually bullish. 296,000 tokens have been launched on Pawns so far. That is insane. Creator earnings, $15 million. Wow. Protocol revenue, they've made 3.62 million. Nice. All-time volume, 2.53. Wow. That is really, really solid. 100,000 people have launched tokens. So this is looking bullish to invest in. This might be the pump fun of Robinhood chain eventually. Let's see their X page real quick. I haven't bought this one yet, and I've been looking at it, steadily looking at their progress. Pawns just hit $2.5 billion all-time volume. Wow. They look like they're having a lot of good tweets out there and posts, like 700,000 likes on stuff. I'm probably going to add this one to the portfolio, guys. It's only ranked 649th. Now, what I want to do is I want to wait for this to maybe cool off. All right, cool off a little bit, but it's not even at where it was. All right, it reached an all-time high market cap of 51.7 million, and it's only at 39 mil. So if this goes up to like pump fund levels and stuff like that, or even 50% of what pump fund did, this is going past $1 billion of market cap, and you're getting it at 30 million. It's kind of like Troll, right? Getting Troll at 35, $45 million of market cap. This thing has potential for sure. So I just don't like buying when it's pumped up. So I'm going to wait for that one. Stockbroker also up 35%. So you can see that these things are not going to go to zero now. They've kind of established themselves that they're going to be good projects. Stockbroker, I'm going to buy as well. So those ones are, I will officially buy them, just not today because they pumped up a lot, but I will buy them now because they look like they have a lot of strength and their floor prices are holding. So CashCat, it's at 1144. Nice. This is a good time to get CashCat, guys, because it's still down on the week. It's down 31%. So even though it's pumped up a little bit, 20% on the 24-hour, just zoom out, it is down 49% or 31% on the week. You have to eventually just buy it if you don't have this in your portfolio yet. But I'm pretty sure you guys have it because the top trending tokens in our community are Bitcoin, Troll, Bucket, Good, Rick, MSTR, CashCat, and Fox right now. Those are the most recent ones that are trending in the community. But there's a lot more. If we go over to DexScan over here, Bitcoin, people are talking about it a lot in our community. Solana, Ethereum, CashCat, Troll, Index, Pepe, and Bucket. Okay, interesting to see that. Let's see the Robinhood chain. Let's go over here. I want to show you guys a little update with the DexScan page for all these tokens up in Vilos. So when you click on a chart page in DexScan, you can see your active open position up there. You have your time frame performances up there at the top. You have obviously the contract address, your token security scan. All right. You have your alert box. You can have the price alert when, especially when you have the app downloaded, if it moves up 10%, down, whatever, and you can say, keep alerting me. All right. You can toggle this on and it just continues to go instead of just doing it one time and then it stops alerting you. You can just keep doing the same move every time it moves 5% or 10%, whatever you want. All right. You can see all their links, their social links. All right, obviously you have your tokenomics over here. Tokenomics, your stats. All right, you can see the holder count, bullish read. Look at that. CashCat is turning extremely bullish on the 1 hour candles. Fantastic. All right, you get your community intel score. This analyzes everybody talking about CashCat on X, TikTok, and YouTube. And if they have an Instagram as well, then they have that as well. So that is big time. See, the other platforms, they just don't do this. CoinMarketCap doesn't do this. You know, Dex Screener, like they don't do this. So you need to have all of the tools available to you. You have obviously all the buys and sells coming in real time, how big the liquidity pools are for CashCat. All right. And then, yeah, it's looking really good. All right. Looking very, very good. It's going to keep getting better. That's the DexScan over there. Then you have all of your networks. All right, just like Dex Screener, you have all of your networks, Solana, Robinhood. You even have Toncoin, Hyper EVM, XRP Ledger. You have BitTensor network over here as well. You have all of the different subnets on BitTensor. Like literally they're all there. So you have all of the networks, guys. They're all there. It's all the degen crap. And then you have all of this stuff, all of the stats and categories and everything like that. Another big thing that I liked that I coded into the website last night was the list over here. I added filters so that you could look at, like, let's say you wanted to get scarce cryptos that only have 1 million supply. Then you go into the max supply right here. All right. just type in 1 million. It's going to show you all of the ones, all right, in the world that have a maximum supply of 1 million or less. All right, so it's very simple. You can make your filters right there. This will not show you Diem, the one that I bought yesterday, because Diem doesn't have a maximum supply. So if you want to include all of the ones that, even the ones that are uncapped supplies, but that have less than 1 million, then you go to total supply over here. All right, total supply. And then you'll see that Diem pops up right there. All right. And that's how I found Diem in the first place. I was looking at very scarce cryptos because some of these that have only 37,000 circulating and it's on Coinbase, all right, this thing can pop up to like 25K very, very easily. So that one is like, it's a little lottery ticket that I bought. And then you can also filter. All right, if we go over here to list, you can filter by, let's get the filter down here, circulating supply. How much of it is circulating? You want only cryptos that have at least 50% of their supply circulating. Boom, 50. Then you see all of their bars right there. Vilos is the super app. It's the #1 app out there. All right. David, thoughts on Interferon cancer vaccine from Moderna listed today? Wait, what? Interferon? Is that a cryptocurrency or is that just news? Wait, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Let me know up in the chat. What do you want me to give my opinion on a cancer vaccine? I mean, I hope that there's one. That'd be great. I don't know what you want me to check out though. But do you want me to check out Moderna stock? Let me see. Maybe you want me to check out Moderna. It's up 17% in the day. Oh my gosh. Over the month, Moderna is at 193%. Wow. That is insane. That is insane. Let's see. Interferon. It's an mRNA vaccine. That's cool. Hopefully, what does it solve though? Which kind? Hold on a sec. A cancer vaccine is a type of, well, obviously we know what a cancer vaccine. What's this one though? Interferon autogene, formerly known as mRNA, blah, blah, blah. It's a personalized experimental messenger RNA vaccine designed to train a patient's own immune system to recognize and destroy specific tumors. So that's dope. That is cool. That's cool. It's probably going to cost $1 million. But that's cool. Man, that's a big pump from Moderna. Wow. That's a really big pump. Obviously, don't buy this because it's literally up 200. It's like over the past month, it's up 193%. But if you wanted to buy this stock, maybe wait for a little pullback, but it could keep running. It could keep running if there's more stuff that comes out about it for sure. You just said it less and less, hence not going down as low as people expected. Time to rise. The bottom is in. This isn't a normal bear market. Europe, Russia, and Japan are creating new institutional demand channels while the US delays the new global clarity creates changes. Might be in. Absolutely, might be in 100%. Only time will tell. Do we stay above this range into October, November? Then it's in 100%. But if it dips down below before October, November, you don't panic. You just keep buying more because it is going to bottom out in 2 months if it doesn't right now. CashCat can definitely be the next Pepe and be over $10 billion in the bull run. I don't think so. There was less and less and less money going into the biggest meme coins, like congregating into those meme coins. Like you didn't see a Shiba Inu past cycle. The top new one was Pepe and it went to 11 billion. Shiba Inu, the cycle before that, went to like $45 billion. And the reason for that is because of rotation. all of the new cryptocurrencies constantly launching every single day. People are saying all the time, well, I could get CashCat at $100 million, but I could also get this one that's at 100K market cap. And I could make 10x if it goes up to 1 million, or like $10 million would be a 100x. And CashCat, if I 10x it, it has to go to $1 billion. So they're looking at like things like that. But the reality is, CashCat is one that's on Robinhood chain, and it's a huge market cap. Like compared to the other Robinhood projects, the little ones, it's established. It's going to over $1 billion, but it's not going to go over 10 billion because last cycle, you only had one cryptocurrency, the one meme coin that went over 10 billion, that was Pepe. I'm not counting the ones that were there before last cycle, like Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. They were already around. The other meme coins, they reached about $4 billion market cap. You had a SPX 6900, Bonk, Dog with Hat, Popcat, Peanut the Squirrel. They all went to around $2 billion. It's because there's too much money being dispersed in too many projects, right? They're not just saying we're gonna just pick this one and we're just gonna pump this up to 60 billion or 10 billion. So I think the cap for these blue chip meme coins is about $2 to $4 billion, because this cycle there's even more cryptocurrencies than last cycle, and the rotation is constant. There's so many launch pads out there. CashCat has their own launch pad. Pawns, you have a ton of launch pads. You have pump fund competitors. You get a lot of stuff. So I think there's going to be, just like last cycle, there's going to be about 10 to 20 meme coins that get up to about above $800 million market cap. And then there's gonna, like last cycle, there was only there was like 7 or 9 crypto meme coins that got over $1 billion, all right? That's it. So if we were to go over here real quick and we go to memes, all right, let's do this. Let's say market cap wise, right? Look at that. There's literally like the biggest meme coin right now on the planet is Dogecoin. And this is the first ever meme coin created. So like, no, CashCat's not going to go over to a 10 billion. If Doge is only at 10 billion right now, like it's not going to happen. It might get up to $2 to $4 billion of market cap. That's what I'm playing for, is a clean 40x on my money, 20 to 40x on my money, and I'm putting in 40 grand right now. So I'm good with that. All right, absolutely good with that. But Pudgy Penguins was one last cycle that got over $1 billion. SPX 6900, Official Trump, Pepe, Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, we're at 7. Bonk 8, Dog of Hat 9. That was it. Those were the only. Actually, wait, Peanut the Squirrel. So there was about 11 or 13 meme coins that got above $1 billion last cycle. That's it. A lot of them didn't get up to $1 billion. They got right under $1 billion. Turbo went up to like 900 and something. Book of Meme or whatever, like Toshi, like these didn't get up. Oh yeah, I forgot Brett. Brett did get over $1 billion as well. So you have a few others. Did Mogcoin get over $1 billion? I don't think so. I did. Okay, maybe there was 15 to 20 that got up to over $1 billion. But the reason why it's kind of like foggy a little bit in my mind is because meme coins didn't top out in Q4 last year. They topped out in December of 2024. Right? So it's been a little bit longer, but I think this cycle, 2027, 2028, it will be the new fresh ones that go up to those levels. Troll, CashCat, and then you have new ones that we don't even know about yet. And then the old ones like Turbo and all this other stuff, Peanut the Squirrel, Toshi, they will have runs in them, but they're not going to make new all-time highs though, because no meme coin makes a new all-time high in the next cycle. Dogecoin keeps making lower highs. Shiba Inu, same thing. And we'll see if Pepe is the difference this time. If Pepe makes a new all-time high this cycle, then yeah, you could see the older ones get back up to new all-time highs, but it's going to follow what Pepe does. Betting on Bucket, getting stocks in RH wallet just by holding it. Let's go check it out. You've been talking about Bucket for a little bit in the community. Bucket, 310K market cap. Let's see if it's listed over here. It's not listed. I think they needed they need to spend a little bit more money investing in their project a little bit. Only 58K in liquidity. Volume 24K. It's kind of low. It's a little low. Let's see the chart though. Let's do some TA. I kind of want to do some TA. Hold on a sec. My dock down here. Let's do this. Make this little. There we go. Oh, it's actually looking bullish, bro. It is. It is looking really good. I think you're going to get a continuation here. All right. The only thing is, though, is that it has tried multiple times to break out of this triangle, this symmetrical triangle, and then it comes right back into it. Like they're insisting that it just trades all the way up until the apex, the end of the triangle over here. Then it'll make its move upwards. All right. But essentially though, you really want this to break out soon, or else it's going to go downwards. Right. So you want this to kind of get up there pretty fast. That's the daily chart. Let's see where it's trending on the 1 hour. All right. Let's do this. All right, 1 hour chart over here. I already had some drawings from the other streams. Yeah, you can see that it's coiling up, trending upwards over time, looking nice. All right, you can see that it hit resistance right there. That's how it, yeah. Right there, because these 1 hour candle closes, all right, these weren't the daily closes that day, right? The daily close was lower than that, right? The daily closes were like down there, but they had some 1 hour closes up there. And then it came down, but you can see that it's making a downward sloping trend line. And then it did wick up close to it, met with some resistance. And what this is going to do is it's just going to tighten up a little bit more, all right? And then it'll pump up. So if you think that they're going to continue to like push and build, then yeah, it's going to break up towards the upside. It's a 300K market cap though, so be careful with that. You know, you don't need that much money in that to make a lot of money. I'm not going to personally buy it. I'm not really into protocols and stuff like that are tiny little market caps like that. I like meme coins that are in that range, the 100K to $2 million range, but I don't like protocols that are that small, because it doesn't mean that they have funding behind it and stuff like that. It's probably just all self-funded by a developer. Anyone heard the rumor of crypto in GTA 6? Yeah, that would be absolutely dope if they actually integrated where you could buy cars or, you know, guns, I don't know, just a bunch of stuff like with actual cryptocurrency. And then they had their own NFTs and stuff. They're not going to launch their own token. I don't think so. But what do you think about Aerodrome? Aero has been pretty strong, Matt. It's been holding nicely. All right. Holding nicely above 40 cents over here. It's getting at the top of the range again. All right. The range high. It's been trading in this range between 40 cents and, you know, I would say this is the 3-month chart. Bottom of the range was 32. Top of the range is 60. So it's been just trading sideways, and it's at the range mid right now. So it's eventually going to just pop up again. But this one's going to really move with Bitcoin because it's a bigger market cap. So it's having a nice day today. It's up 8.7% because Bitcoin's up a little bit as well. So you can see that it's pretty much mirrored to Bitcoin now. It's going to do more gains than Bitcoin probably. Like, I think that's a given. I mean, it's a 429 mil market cap. So it's probably going to go to $4 to $8 this cycle. I could see that happening for Aerodrome. $4 to $8 seems realistic, you know? I could see that happening because its all-time high was $2.16. So you're getting it at the low here. You're making a 10x to 20x in your money. That is a really good one. I have always had this in the portfolio. Very, very solid base project. It's probably the best base project. That and Virtual's Protocol. Those are the two. That's solid. Let's see. If you saw a cryptocurrency that's named after this cancer vaccine here, I'm not gonna buy that. That's not gonna be something that's gonna get on exchanges, like big exchanges. So I kind of stay away from that. I try to invest in things that I think can get like big exchange listings, like tier ones. Swappy, your early bird. Let's go check it out. Let's see. I don't really see this lasting, to be honest. I don't really see this lasting just because Uniswap does not have an official mascot, right? They don't really have an official mascot. I don't think so, right? Let's see. Like, is this a real picture or is this somebody that just made that? It's like a pudgy penguin with like the Uniswap pink and everything and like a unicorn. Swappies are Uniswap mascot that represents the future of the past decentralized finance. I mean, the website's very shitty, to be honest. It's really, really bad, the website. Super, super simple. It looks like a 12-year-old made it. No, this is... Oh, no. They're doing like Google Gemini, ChatGPT kind of stuff. Like, they have to be like original, you know? Like, this is really not good art. I would stay away from that, to be honest. Let's stay away from that. There's a lot better ones. Wait, what did it do? Let's just check out the daily chart. It is trending upwards, but it looks like it's probably going to consolidate a little bit though, downwards. Maybe it'll make a parallel channel here, consolidate a little bit, then it goes up again. But personally, I'm not going to add that one to the portfolio. It's a pink one on the Robinhood chain, which is green. So they should have launched it on Ethereum. If they were going to do a Uniswap mascot, they should have launched it on Ethereum. Because Uniswap is launched on Ethereum. So it doesn't really make sense that it's on a different chain. Sounds good, guys. I'm going to go get something to eat. Go join the community. Smash the like on the video. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. Let's see. Hyperliquid, it pumped up 15% today. It's actually even more than that. Actually, wait, I forgot. But I think I'd probably Can you hear this?
Paul and the whole group for that. You'll make a decision. You guys will make a decision. And you'll let me know. But certainly it's been talked about. It's taken a lot of pressure off. But I think I'd probably rely on Paul and
They are going to integrate Hyperliquid in the US. That's going to be really good. That's what he said. So really good to see that. Oh, here it is. Can you guys hear this? Let me know up in the chat. Can you guys hear? Real quick.
Selling authorized the first ever true Bitcoin perpetual futures contract on a CFTC registered exchange. First time. I understand that Mike is also working to...
Yeah, so that's that. That's going to be bullish. That was why hype pumped up so much today. But sounds good, guys. I'll see you guys up in Vilos today. Hope that you have a great day. Follow my trades, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a great night.